We've been boxing since we were little. My older brother started boxing at a local boxing club. I begged them to take me. They didn't want to take the little sister, but my dad forced them to. Then my little brother tagged along, Alexis. We started training with Andrew Soto at Knockout Boxing Club, and when I was little, I started boxing at the age of 10 years old. And so Olympic boxing didn't exist at that time. So my thing, I always wanted to be a world champion. I always imagined myself as a pro because I'm born in Mexico and I live in the U.S. So I was never allowed to go to any national tournaments in the U.S. So I would see all these girls that I know that I could be in there with, but I couldn't fight because I wasn't a U.S. citizen. So I went through that struggle for a very long time. And I wanted to turn pro back in 2012. And he held me back. He told me that let's wait off another 3 years. Let's see if you can go to Mexico and do something out there. And I stayed calm. I decided to wait off, and then everything happened with Alexis. So we're like, all right, let's try the amateurs. And once we set off on that goal, all my eyes were on the Olympics. I ended up being national champion for Mexico for 4 years in a row. Nobody ever beat me in Mexico. I went to international competition, and I go to the Olympic qualifier. By that time, I was going through a lot of problems with the federation in Mexico. I was unhappy with my trainers out there, and I didn't feel like I was at the level that I used to be. And so I asked for myself to be able to come home and train here because I felt that I was going to be getting better training with Andrew. And it was denied. Even though I was paying for all my expenses, I was taking care of myself. It was a struggle. Even though I was looking out for myself, they denied me the right, and they gave my spot to somebody else to go to the next Olympic qualifier. And I was heartbroken. Because I was denied that right, being that I was the number one, that I was the national champion, that I was the national representative, So I was heartbroken, and that door's closed. I want to turn pro. And I sat down and talked with him, and he said it was time, that I was ready, and that's when we started looking at different promotional companies, and that's where we took that step. And now I have blinders on, and I want to be a world champion. Green is my favorite color. Green's my favorite color. So, that's the one I've dreamed of all my life, and that's the one I want to get. It's very difficult for us girls to get sparring with another girl at your level, your size. So usually I spar teenage boys that are 115, 116 that have a lot of experience because they're the ones that give me the best work. Luckily for my last few fights, I've been blessed with having good female sparring. For me to be a part of this card, it's a blessing because Francisco's a great friend of mine. He's somebody that I look up to a lot because he has such a tremendous heart in there. I see him fight, and the way his drive in there, it's something that I appreciate very much. Then I see Berchelt. Berchelt, I also know him. He's a really good friend of mine, and he's just so hungry to make it. He wants it. He believes this is his turn. So, I know it's going to be a great fight of two Mexican warriors. My fights are usually televised on Box Azteca and narrated by El Gran Julio Cesar Chavez. So I still get a little nervous. I'm warming up and I see Julio Cesar Chavez. I'm like, oh my God, he's here. He's going to watch my fight. So I still get a little nervous, but... See, there's a big difference. I see a big difference. I'm in Mexico. I go to even an amateur show or a boxing event, and they're like, "Oh my God, here comes Sulem Urbina. Let's take a picture with her. Can I have your autograph?" I'm well known in Mexico, and I come here and not so much, not so much. But I think it has to do a lot with the PR. In Mexico, I'm in newspapers all the time. I do a lot of interviews. I stay on social media. TV shows ask me to come down. It's the backing that you have. And here, it's more based on the men. Because in Mexico, you have the great fights of Jackie Nava versus Ana Maria Torres. Mm-hmm. Those fights opened so many eyes.
Yeah.
And if we could get one fight that is of high quality televised here in the U.S. to start winning people over like that, I think that would be the key. Notice women don't go out there and really test each other too much. We're fierce. We just go out there and we're like, hey, we're gonna get this done. And you will not see a woman back down.
Yeah.
You will not. It's not in our genes to back down, especially not if in front of all these people, you know? Yeah. The way you train, I think coaches, there's a lot of people that aren't educated in how much a boxer should be sparring before a fight, all that stuff, because a lot of the times it's not even the injuries that happen in a fight, it's the injuries that they've gone into the fight with. I believe that a lot of coaches don't take care of their fighters like they should, and that's something to worry about. Of course, my little brother. But there's so much that I like of so many different fighters. I mean, I like Constance Zoo a lot. I used to watch him a lot when I was little. Mike Tyson, yeah. Mike Tyson, Castillo, of course, Julio Cesar Chavez. I don't think I have a really all-time favorite. Currently, I love Oscar Valdez. I grew up with him since we were 10 years old. I met him at a boxing tournament in Tucson, and that kid has just had a drive that not many other people have. He's one of those people that you meet, and they're just special. Him, Francisco Vargas, I mean, they're two of my favorite current fighters right now. Chocolatito, Cuadras, they give us a great fight. So I try to learn from everybody, honestly.
And women?
Women, all-time favorite, I would have to say Ann Wolf. Ann Wolf, man.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Now I see so many amateur women turning pro, and in the amateurs, I've loved Clarissa Shields. Since the first time I saw her, I was like, wow, this girl, she's amazing. And I think this is a turn in women's boxing in the pros, because normally none of the elite amateurs turn pro. None of them wanted to, and right now, I think Aiba's a little scared because they actually are. A lot of them are turning pro, and they're looking at becoming world champions, and this is what they want to do. And then I turned pro, and I'm trying to get used to that pro style now. What kind of world champion is going to want to go from 12 rounds at a slower pace to 3 rounds fast paced right away, weighing in every day? I mean, it's just walking backwards. It's not right. Just follow my career. I don't know what I'll accomplish, but I know that I'll make the best of it every single time I step into the ring. I'll go as far as God allows me to, and support women's boxing. We go out there, we train so hard, we put in just as much effort as the men do, and we're very dedicated. So support us, follow us, and stay in touch with us.